morning, class.
Good morning, Ma'am Cristel. Good morning, Ma'am Fuentes. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, before you take your seat, kindly arrange your chairs. Make it straight, ha? Make it straight. Okay, you can now have your seat. By the way, where's Mr. Newton?
She's absent pa, nag-chat yung mama.
Okay. Who is the secretary of this class? Can you check the attendance? And Flores. Okay, so today class we're going to have another topic to discuss, but of course, let's have a review first. Now, who among you here can still remember what is homonyms, homophones, and homographs? Yes, Mr. Cordero.
Homonyms are words that share the same spelling and share pronunciation rather than meaning. Homophones words that are pronounced identically although they have different meaning and spelling. And homograph is words that are spelled the same but have different meaning and pronunciation.
Okay, very good. So, that is homonyms, homophones, and homographs. Now, who among you here can give me some example of homonyms, homophones, and homographs? Who can give me an example? Another hand. How about this table? An example of homonyms. We have the word bat, right? And we have base. No, base and bat is an example of homographs. Okay, how about in homophones? Okay, very good. How about in homophones? Homophones. Okay, homographs. We have bash and base, and we have close and close. So those are an example of homonyms, homophones, and homographs. So today, class, we're going to have another topic to discuss. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but before that, let's have first an activity. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this activity is entitled Describe Me. So I will show you some pictures and I want you to analyze the pictures, and after that I will select someone who will describe the picture. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's proceed to our first picture. Okay. I will call someone up. Yes, miss. Stand up. Just describe the picture. Okay, so the boy is eating. As you can see, he is eating some noodles or foods. So now let's move on to our second picture. Gusto ka ninyo kang nakita? Di ba? Yes, Mr. Okay, so the boy is smelling the fragrance of the flower. Very good. So now let's move on to our third picture. Yes, Mr. Cordero. class, right? Now, who can describe this picture? No one? So, the girl is examining the flowers using magnifying glass. Okay. So, this activity class, it is connected in our discussion for today. Sa atong topic for today. So, before we delve in pa sa itong topic, let's have another activity. So, this activity is entitled Know Me. So, this is connected to our first activity. So, I will ask you some question about our first activity. So, we have here our first question. What have you noticed from the 5 images? They shows, yes, senses, they show actions. Okay, so as you can observe in our images, they shows actions, right? Okay, very good. Now let's move on to our second question. Everybody please read.
Can you name the specific parts of the body that are being used on the set?
Now, can you name those specific parts of our body nga gigamit dito ng mga actions? We have our hands or eyes, nose, ear, feet. Okay, very good. Now we have the idea. So, our activity is still connected with our topic for today. But before we delve into our topic, let's have first our objectives. So we have here the first objectives. You need to identify the types of images. The second one is you need to appreciate the importance of imagery. And the third one is you need to construct a poem using sensory images. Now, do you think we can achieve these objectives? Yes. Yes, of course. You need to achieve these objectives. So, are you ready? We're going to start our discussion. Okay. So, our topic for today is all about imagery. Do you have any idea what is imagery? It involves our senses. Okay, very good. So now let's move on to sensory images. So it is a language used by poets, novelists, and other writers to create images in the mind of the reader. So it is an element of the poem that gagamit siya ng mga words to appeal to our senses. So we have 5 senses, right? We have the first one.
Sight.
Yes, the sense of sight. The second one, the sense of taste. The sense of touch. The sense of smell. Isa pa? Hear. And the sense of hearing. Okay, so now, imagery, it creates a visual representation of ideas. Oh, it is when you use your imagination to create an image sa imuhang una-una. For example, you are visualizing some scene kanang niadto mo sa dagat. So that is an example of imagery. And another example, if you are reminiscing the taste of your favorite dessert or your favorite ice cream. So that is an example of imagery. So there are 5 types of imagery. So we have here, everybody please read. Sense,
Sight or visual. Sense of hearing or auditory. Sense of touch or tactile. Sense of smell or olfactory. Sense of taste or gustatory.
Okay, do you have any idea about this one? Okay, we already have. So now let's talk about visual imagery. So what is visual imagery? It involves our sight. Okay, it involves our sight. So visual imagery class, it describes what we see. So, for example, comic book, images, paintings, and images that is directly experienced through the narrator's eyes. So it may include color, red, blue, brown, violet, indigo, black, and white. And we have shapes, for example, small, tiny, medium, large, and gigantic. And we also have sizes or size. For example, those are one day size, gigantic, and whatsoever. And shapes, we have circle. Another example of shapes, triangle, pentagon. Okay, square. How about pattern? We have zigzag, stripe, curve, horizontal. So those are an example of visual imagery. Now, who here can give me another example pa yun of visual imagery? Okay. That's correct. Brochure. Another example. Okay. That's good. So now let's move on to auditory imagery. So, do you have any idea what is auditory imagery? Okay, it involves our hearing. So, it describes what we hear from the music to noise and to pure silence. So, it may include enjoyable sounds. For example, beautiful music, mga bird song, or mga gina-create nga hinog sa mga cat, dog. And of course, if you will hear a gunshot, so that is noise, diba? And the pure silence, which describe a peaceful nga surroundings. So that is auditory imagery. Do you understand? So now let's move on to olfactory imagery. Do you have any idea what is olfactory imagery?
Describe what you smell.
Okay, very good. So it describes what we smell. It may include fragrances and odors. For whom you here can give me some example of fragrance? Okay, mga perfumes. For example, mga fragrance of flowers. How about odors? Body odors. For example, wala kong naligo. Di ba? Manimahok man mo. So that is body odors. How about, karang namin makita ang mga walay tagiya nga iro or iri. So that is baho, di ba sila? So that is an example of olfactory imagery. Right? So now let's move on to gustatory. Yes?
Pwede ba daw i-excuse si Gwen ang si Jana kaya mag-campaign sa isa.
Okay. Proceed na, Mr. Vargas and Mr. Miss Vargas and Mr. Di ba siya?
How about the other candidates?
Ay, sa amo akong party.
Ayaw ang party.
Ay, sila ang duha.
Silang party. Nay, party lang silang party.
Party si Mr. Cordell. Okay. So, you have any idea what is gustatory imagery? Okay, it involves our taste. So it describes what we taste. It may include sweetness, bitterness, sourness, and saltiness. We also have spiciness. So for example, sa sweetness, we have
Sugar.
yes, sugar, candies, cakes, pastries, chocolates, and many others. We also have bitterness. Kung saan na siya?
Palaya.
Ang palaya. Kung saan pa yung mga, kung ano man, bitter.
Lemon.
Ha? Soreness. That is an example of soreness. How about saltiness?
Para.
Yes, kaparaton. So, we
Salty.
have salt. We have junk foods or dried fish. So that is an example of gustatory imagery. Right? Okay, do you understand? Okay, so now let's move on to tactile imagery.
Try.
It describes
Touch.
what we feel and touch. Very good. So it includes temperature, texture, touch, and movement. So in the temperature, it involves, for example, imuhang gunitan imong classmate, then ma-feel nimo iyang ka. Okay, very good. How about texture?
Rough or smooth.
Okay, very good. How about in touch? Example, gigunitan ka sa imong hand. So that is an example of touch, di ba? And if you kanang magilis kay sa nina, di ba? That is touch. And how about movement? If you're going to swim in the
Water.
okay, water. Okay, very good. Now, do you have any questions or clarifications based on our discussion for today? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's have our activity. Are you ready? Okay, so our activity is entitled Find It Out. So what you're going to do is that you just need to identify what sensory images the sentence represents. Okay? No. Yes. Get 1/2 crosswise. 1/2 crosswise, everyone. Okay, double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just answer lang, Largo, ha? Do not copy. Just answer and analyze the sentence. Just need to identify what sensory images the sentence represents. Analyze the sentence. No, you just answer. Okay. Just raise your hand if you're done. Yes, we have tactile imagery. B-A-C, yes.
Pwede makangyo si Shirley o si Clifford.
Yes.
What's your name? Yan lang. Ihatag mo ba? Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Are you done? Any questions, Ninay? So those are our mga choices nga to bilang sa atong sentence. Sa pagkakataikuan, questions? Quiet. Di ba atong choices we have visual, auditory, olfactory, sensory, and tactile. Okay. Are you finished? Magbasa-basa ka at saan to di ari? Stop sharing your answer now. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. So now do you have any questions or clarifications? None? So I will be the one who will ask you. Look at me, boys. Table 1, table 2. Okay. Now what is imagery? Let's have yes?
Create visual representation of ideas.
Okay, very good. How about whom you here can identify the 5 types of imagery? Yes, just one, huh? Just one. Okay, olfactory imagery. tactile imagery, yes? Gustatory imagery. How about, yes? Please stand. Okay, very good. The last one we have visual imagery. Now, what have you learned about our discussion for today? It's all about imagery. Okay, so what do you think is the possibilities nganong nag-learn man ta about imagery? Huh? To understand the picture. Isa pa. Please stand. It's okay that you will speak in vernacular. Taglish. Huh? So that in the future, if you want to write some poems or whatsoever, you have the background already. Diba? Because just like what we have discussed earlier, so we have sensory images that is used by novelists and mga writers. But in the future, you want to write some poem, right? So now, are you ready to have our next activity? Okay. So our activity is entitled Construct Me. Now what you're going to do is that you need to construct a poem using sensory images. Yes. And if you cannot finish that one, so that would be your assignment. One whole. Just start that. One whole. Just write in one sheet of paper, and I will send to you the rubrics of our activity this morning. Construct mo. That is for your one page. Yes, it depends on you. Of course, the first rubric is that all five senses dapat naa siya sa inyong sulat na poem. That would be, yes, ang five senses. And of course, you have here the punctuations nga dapat inyong siyang isa man. Dapat na yung mga punctuation ang inyong mga yes. Easy. What is that? We're going to create a poem. For example, you don't have any idea about the poem? Diba you have the idea about poem? So now we have this activity. So this will be your challenge so that you can create. I-take it you as challenge. Yes. So nahimo ko na po siya grade 7 sad ko. So grade 7, I think well ako kita.
I feel yung sa ICU.
Well, talaga. Yes, provide the census.
Pero pwede ba?
Okay.
Okay, diba?
I find I go to like
Fragrance. Fragrance. Ay, di na ito makulay sa basa. Ano, pwede siguro wala. Pero, kung gusto mo magpa-check, kamo mismo ang kasi. Hindi ko wala. Pero, hindi na magpa-check ko. Or manasura ka.
Ay, mana ba na ito? Perfume.
class?
Good.